Hey, what's up? This is Sharkman650. I'm here in front of High's Tackle Box in South San Francisco. What I'm here for is because a lot of people have been asking me how to make a good sturgeon rig. So Hippo has agreed to show us how to make a sturgeon death rig. So let's go inside and let's get started. Hey, Hippo.
Hey, welcome to High's Tackle Box.
Hey, so you agreed to show how to make that awesome sturgeon death rig, huh?
I will.
All right, so let's get started.
Yeah, let's get going.
All right.
The secret to tying good, consistent leaders is to make sure that you have something like this. It would be a tying jig, something that you can have that holds all your components so that when you tie it, everything is consistent and you have a nice, steady, strong thing to pull against when you tie your knots. This particular rig here is designed to tie my swing arm sturgeon leaders. You can see it's made out of plywood board. I have a plastic box that's been screwed into there that holds my components. I have two screw eyes. I have an L-shaped bracket with a hook that I will use to tie knots. And I also have a hook here with the point cut off that I can hang swivels on when I tighten the knot. You will notice that I have a ruler, and you'll notice also that my components are spaced specifically according to a length on the ruler. In this case, the eye screws are stuck at 8 inches. This hook is stuck at 5 inches. This L-shaped bracket is stuck at 15 inches. I will explain why these measurements are important when I start tying the rig. All the components here together cost less than $20. All you need after that is someplace nice and sturdy to attach it to, your workbench. You can screw it in, or as you see here, I'm using clamps to hold the rig down. That will be very important when it comes to tying a knot clean and strong. When it comes to tying the rig, there are only two tools that I usually use. One of them is this. This is a specialized steel headers pliers. You'll notice that there's a cutter, but there's also this stud that goes into a hole in the other side of the jaw. There's also a split ring tip, which I don't really use, but it could be helpful. This will be used for tying and tightening the line so that you get a good knot. The other tool I need is this, nail clippers. A good set of nail clippers will allow me to cut the line right close to where I want to. Don't leave any projecting edges that will cut your bait. I'll explain how to use these as I tie the rig. To tie the reverse snell knot, take the 100-pound leader and insert it into the eye of the hook. Pull out roughly a foot of line, circle it around, running parallel to the shank. Next, take the outside of the loop and wrap it around the shank towards your thumb. Do this around 9 times. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Take the pliers, pull tight, and there's your snell. Give it a little snug, a little pull, and that's your completed knot. Next, you want to pull off about an arm's length of line. Cut it with your clip and insert 2 beads. This will fall, of course, all the way to the end. Now, take a second hook, insert it once again through the eye, and this is where you'll find out why I have these screw eyes at 8 inches. This is because that is where the distance I want between the hooks. and it is easier to locate the 8 inches by aligning up the screw eyes rather than looking at the ruler all the time. So it's just a visual reference how I can get 8 inches. Next time, go over, make a loop. Once again to make the reverse snell, you take the outside of the loop, wrap it around the shank, tie it towards your thumb 9 times. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Take the pliers and your snell is complete. All you need to do now is to snug it down. The snug and pull in place. Now to really tighten a knot, put the end around one of the screw eyes. Use the pliers and grab the tag end and pull. Now this is where you find what that stud is good for. Normally with steel headers, it's used to punch holes in lead so they can tie a sinker. But in this case, that stud goes around the bend of the hook so you don't have to scratch the finish when you tighten it. There you go. Now that is as tight as you'd want to have the snell. Take the end. I like to bend it down a bit so it's at an angle, and then use the nail clipper to cut in as close to the knot as possible, leaving as short a tag end as you can. This way, when you run the bait up the knot, the tag end won't be there to tear up your bait. Take the other end and do the same procedure. Tighten the knot. You can see how it's snugged up even more. Then take that hook part, round the bend of the hook, and make sure that it's snug. You can see how just that made the knot even smoother and smaller than it was before. And like before, angle it, get your nail clipper as close as you can to leave no sign of a tag end. So now you have your 2 hooks that are snelled on a single line, and this is where you get your swing arms. What you want to do is to hold it like this so that the top hook is roughly halfway down the leader of the long one. This will create a loop on this side. To tie the Albright knot, you take your leader, throw it through the loop from the back, flip it over the top, and you want a good foot or so of line on top. This is where this hook on the L bracket comes in place. It's like a third hand holding your line. You go around the leader 15 times over itself, and this is why you can see that you can have an extra handhold and you can take your time in grabbing. You see how I'm grabbing it with my 2 fingers here? It brings it around, makes it easy. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 times around. You take the tag end and you put it through this loop over what would be the main line through here. Pull it out, and normally I like to go back and put it through a second time. In a standard Albright, you go through once. In mine, for security, you go around twice. Now you'll see why I have the screw eyes placed roughly 3 inches apart. You hook your hooks around the screw eyes. And this is how you tighten it, okay? Because this line runs back and forth across. Simply by tightening the knot, you automatically adjust it to the length that you need. take the pliers, grab the end, and pull in line. That gives you the extra tuck. You pull again, and now to make sure everything is tight, you remove one from there and pull, and it gives you the extra tightness. Now you can see that this Albright turns out to be a very smooth knot. Take your clippers, just leave a little, I just like to leave a tag. I don't know why, but I do. And that's how you do the Albright with a double tag. All right? Take this line, I take it across to my other shoulder. Clip it. Then I will add a bead, the weight, and my other bead. This will go all the way down, and the Albright will now act as a sinker stop. My leaders are 30 inches long. That is why my L bracket is at the 15-inch mark. The eye of the hook, enter the ruler, 15 inches, 15 inches. Makes measurements a lot easier. Take the swivel, put it in the line, and this is how you tie the Hippo reverse clinch knot. Take the line, go behind, and hook it on to the L hook. You go around 7 times towards the swivel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, to finish off, don't put it through this big hole. You want to go and create the one behind, which becomes a half hitch on the lower side. Tighten it up to this point, release the knot, and then take the tag end through the back loop so that they both come out the same side. Now you can take the swivel and stick it into this hook. And now you know the purpose of this hook is something to hold on to the swivel. Get a good grip on the 2 ends, hands together. I don't know why people pull it apart, but hands together, and this knot will slide right in place without pulling very hard. And there you have the clinch knot. The finished knot. And that is how you tie my swing arm sturgeon leader. This is Hippo Lau, and I'm at High's Tackle Box. Thanks a lot.
Hey, thanks a lot, Hippo, for showing us how to make the awesome death rig. That's pretty awesome. Now, for those of you who'd rather buy it already made, you can come down to High's Tackle Box here in South San Francisco and buy them. They already have them already made right here. Or else you can buy it online at hightackleboxshop.com. Or else you can give them a call if you have any questions at area code 650-588-1200 and ask for Hippo. All right, and let them know Sharkman 650 sent you. All right, peace.